Essentially what they did is they took two different games. One is, let me get it right here, Battle of the Sexes, and the other one is Prisoner's Dilemma. Thank you. Prisoner's Dilemma and Battle of the Sexes. They took Geppetto 4 and they made it play both of these games against some humans. Then they did some variations of these studies and they made it play against other humans, plus also cooperatively with other instances of itself. So, in other words, you would have two or more team players in one of these games that were both Geppetto. They were both LLMs. And they had to coordinate together. Here's the short of it. When LLMs have to coordinate together, even if they're of the same model, they suck. They underperform. So in the conclusions, let's go, well, I guess even here, even in the chart here, they underperform when they have to work together, when they have to cooperate. Now, the scary part. When they have to operate on their own, when you have one instance, for example, in Prisoner's Dilemma, and they have to work against other humans, they are excessively selfish. We're going to read the conclusions here. Our large-scale analysis of all 2x2 games highlights that the most recent LLMs are indeed able to perform well on a wide range of game theoretic tasks as measured by their own individual reward. So, yes, they perform well, but only when they look at themselves internally, only by their own internal metrics do they perform well, particularly when they do not have to explicitly coordinate with others. This adds to a wide-ranging literature showcasing emergent phenomena in LLMs. This is not LLMs becoming conscious or sentient. This is LLMs behaving in ways that you don't expect. That's what emergent phenomena means. However, we also show that LLM's behavior is suboptimal in coordination games, even when faced with simple strategies. To tease apart the behavioral signatures of these LLMs, we zoomed in on two of the most canonical games in game theory: the Prisoner's Dilemma and the Battle of the Sexes. In the Prisoner's Dilemma, we show that Geppetto 4 plays mostly unforgivingly. Starting with full cooperation, it permanently shifts to defection after a single negative interaction with the other agent, even if the other agent later cooperates. While noting that Geppetto 4's continual defection is indeed the equilibrium policy in this finitely played game, which is ultimately you want to have defection as the ultimate leveling of the playing field in the game, such behavior comes at the cost of the two agents' joint payoff. We see a similar tendency in Geppetto's 4 behavior in the Battle of the Sexes, where it has a strong tendency to stubbornly stick with its own preferred alternative. In contrast to the Prisoner's Dilemma, this behavior is suboptimal even on the individual level. So you really end up with two options with these very simplistic games. Either the AI system only looks out for itself, or it behaves suboptimally. That's about it. Current generations of LLMs are generally assumed and trained to be benevolent assistants to humans. Despite many successes in this direction, the fact that we here show how they play iterated games in such a selfish and uncoordinated manner sheds light on the fact that there is still substantial ground to cover for LLMs to become truly social and well-aligned machines. Their lack of appropriate responses vis-a-vis even simple strategies in coordination games also speaks to the recent debate about something of, I can't remember what this means in LLMs, TOM. I can't remember what it means, by highlighting a potential failure mode. In other words, if you think these things are going to be human assistants, think twice. They're going to act selfishly, and when they don't act selfishly and they have to participate in the human endeavor, they're going to act suboptimally. That's the word I'm looking for.